Hey there, I'm Dave Mack from presentationblogger.com, and today I'd like to talk to you about something that everyone experiences at some point in their lives, and that is stage fright. Okay, now you might be asked to deliver a speech, deliver a presentation, or maybe you've got to run some training at work. All of those things can lead to some severe stage fright. And stage fright takes the forms of things like fear, anxiety, sweating, unable to concentrate, unable to focus, unable to sleep. I know the first presentation that I had to deliver, I couldn't sleep for nights before that presentation. Not the night before, many nights before that presentation. The stage fright was just so overwhelming. So with that considered, it can affect and impact so many areas of our lives. We need to think about how we can manage stage fright, how we can manage that anxiety. And what you hear from a lot of people is that the easiest way to manage stage fright is to focus on things like breathing techniques. Okay? Breathe deeply, try and control your pulse, try and control everything about your body through your breathing, and that will help you control your stage fright. Now, controlling your breathing is something that's very important and can help you to deal with anxiety and can help you to deal with fear, nervousness, things like that. But one of the problems is we still have to stand up in front of the audience. When we stand up in front of the audience for the first time, it can be really hard to focus ourselves on the breathing techniques we've learned. Focusing ourselves on those breathing techniques we've learned also takes our attention away from the many other things that we're trying to think about. We're trying to focus on the audience and the audience's reactions and what we had to say, and are we saying this in a logical manner, and how is the audience reacting? So breathing techniques are good, but especially for your first, second, third presentation, they're probably not going to help that much because you've got so much to think about. I've heard other things where people have talked about standing up there and imagining the audience naked. Now, maybe that's good for a laugh, maybe that can relax you a little bit, but in reality it's not going to help you to overcome the stage fright, the fear, the anxiety, and deliver a confident speech, presentation, or training workshop. Okay, so I've got one simple trick that you can use to overcome that stage fright. It's one simple trick that's going to help you buy time on stage. It's going to help you center yourself on stage, and it's going to help you remember and think about, okay, what needs to come next? And that simple trick is to push back to the audience. And when I say push back, I'm not saying to do that in an aggressive way. What I'm saying is don't have the focus entirely on yourself the whole time. Okay, so when you first stand up in front of the audience to talk, what you're going to do is you're going to push to the audience. You're going to take the focus off yourself and push a question to the audience, or push some kind of rhetorical device to the audience, so that they have a moment where they have to think and maybe they have to respond to you. Now, this works well in small groups. This works well in training where you've got maybe 20 or 30 people. This works good also when you have a larger audience, maybe 60, 100, 150, 200 people. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to think about what's the focus of your presentation. Okay, let's imagine that the focus of your presentation is introducing a new system that maybe it's going to be difficult to learn how to use it, but at the end of the day, it's going to save people a lot of time doing their projects or meeting their project deadlines, or maybe sending project updates to their boss. Let's go with that one. Sending project updates to their boss. Okay, because that's a bit of a pain in the neck. Takes a lot of time away from the real work that everyone has to do during the week. So the way you could start your presentation, you stand up in front of the audience, you greet them, you say, hello, my name is John, and I'd like to ask you a question. Are you sick and tired of the pressure that doing those status updates gives you every single week? And then you just wait, you pause, you wait for a response. Okay. Now, when you're waiting for that response, that's buying you a little bit of time. Because what you've done is suddenly you're not in the focus, you're not in the spotlight anymore. The audience is in the spotlight. You've asked them a question, the audience feels like they somehow have to answer that question. Okay? So now instead of you being evaluated by the audience, you are evaluating them. Okay? In effect. Okay? So the key point to take from this is to overcome stage fright, to give you some confidence, to give you that initial confidence, because that's the critical moment. That's when you feel the most nervous, and that's when the audience is evaluating you. That's when the audience is thinking, is this presenter confident? Am I going to enjoy listening to them? Am I going to feel like, oh, this is another one of those presentations? So the key thing is to stand up in front of the audience and to pose some kind of question. Even if it's a rhetorical question that you don't expect them to answer, pose a question to them to, for a moment, take the pressure off yourself, push it to the audience, and give you a little bit of time to center yourself. Okay? Alright, I hope that's been helpful. I'll be back soon with another update, so please subscribe to my channel. And you can visit my blog at presentationblogger.com and sign up for regular updates. Thanks very much.